All right, we have a beautiful sunrise happening. So last night I didn't film, but I was so tired and getting kind of delusional. Finally was able to sail out of the channel that we were in, got around the bend, and there was no wind out there, so I dropped anchor. And then after I dropped anchor, I went to bed and I figured I'd just sleep until the winds came. I left the mainsail up, and I didn't put the hatch cover on, and the winds came. And it was blowing this morning. I got an hour's sleep, woke up at 2:30, and the sail was just wanting to go. So got up and launched. It's been kind of just repetitious from then. It's 6:30 right now. So 4 hours of just tacking. We'll go a little bit, turn, go a little bit, and turn, go a little bit, and turn. And we're just head nosed into that wind the whole time, just like the whole Everglades challenge has been, so it's nothing new. You know, it's just a workout. A lot of moving and shuffling and trying to stay focused and make sure our points are good. And I'm still really tired, so I keep like dozing off for a second, be like, oh, off track a little bit. So, but I haven't spun yet, so that's good. So we're just gonna keep doing this, and then there's a little cut the way the islands are, and probably a couple hours, 2-3 hours, we'll get past that final island, and then instead of running the channel around and up, we're just gonna cut straight across to get into the ICW. So that should save us a couple miles right there. But we're still showing that we have 40 left. And we've been running, the total trip was like 54, and we did 10 coming out the channel. And then we've been doing this for 4 hours. So we're not making progress at all. We'll definitely see another sunset. That one that we just saw, that's not the last one at all. And this won't be the last sunrise either, probably. So hopefully Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, we can get our finish time in there. So that's my current goal. As if the weather holds the way it is with the strong winds, they're saying 10 to 15. It's, although not ideal conditions or direction, it's a powerful wind, and it's died down because the sun's coming up, and I still don't know why that happens, but it'll pick back up here briefly. But it's got enough power to shuffle us along until the waves get big. But hopefully at that point we're beyond the last islands and we're making that run in, and then the winds will be at our back mostly, and we should be able to shoot up the ICW. I hope so. Oh my gosh, could you imagine fair winds and favorable seas on the Everglades challenge? We've yet to have it. We had that one section that was halfway decent with the wind direction, but not the sea state. But if we can get both of them lined up, fair winds and nice comfortable seas, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, I need to focus on this because I keep drifting off because I'm talking. And there are lobster traps or crab traps everywhere, so eyes got to stay peeled. I'll see if anything cool happens. If not, when we make that bend and we start shooting, then I'll turn the camera back on. Now, I did want to say, a lot of people say that the Windrider 17 is not a good Everglades Challenge boat, and I would agree to that it's not a good Everglades Challenge boat, but it's way better, in my opinion, than the Hobie TIs. The Hobie TIs are great for this expedition right here, but this boat, the way I have it set up, it's like taking the RV out. I'm not worried about anything. I got everything I need. Anything I could want is in here. I have a big citronella candle just because I could. You know, like everything is here. It's safe. It can run through the roughest of waters. It's dry, except for that one broaching wave, which was pretty crazy. But yeah, I love this boat, but no, I don't think it's a good Everglades Challenge boat, but I will get a finish out of it. Hopefully it's before the cutoff time, but I have nowhere else to stop, so I gotta go to the finish now. So this is Florida Bay, the bottom tip of Florida. Over to our right, where the keys are. You can see there's not another soul out here as far as you can see. Got the whole place to ourselves, just like last night. Beautiful day.
it's times like this that's really hard on the race, that mental drain. So what I'm doing is I have to do a bunch of tacks and work my way down through this bay. But I know that once I get to the bottom of my tack, when I time this right, because I only have 2 more tacks, as if I can keep on that tack and talk on the camera too. But I got 2 more. It'll take me another hour to do these 2 tacks. But when I'm done, that final tack, when I turn, will be the bottom run of the ICW, and then the turn up to the finish is on a heading that I can maintain. So of course there's little channels and islands and things that I'll have to tack around, but for the most part, it's a sustainable tack. So as hard as this is and as frustrating as it is, I've been doing this since 2:30 in the morning, doing these tacks down and then these tacks over. I know that the end is so close, I can almost taste it. I can see it, it's on the screen, I can see the end. So at least the end of the continual tacking, because it's so hard to do, 10 miles this way. It's probably not 10 miles. Well, actually it is pretty close to it. So 10 miles over and then about 5 miles down, then 10 over and then 5 down, 10 over and 5 down, 10 over and 5 down, just repeatedly, constantly, and maintaining my angles so that I don't mess that up. And at the end I can vary a little bit, but yeah, it's been a rough day. I'm trying to stay positive because there's a very real possibility that we finish the Everglades challenge today, which when I started this task, I wasn't sure that was even possible. I wanted to do it, of course, but I didn't know if I was actually capable, if I was a good enough sailor or a good enough survivalist to be able to do this kind of thing. But as it turns out, with the Windrider 17, it's a beast and it can handle anything. So all I had to do was go for the ride, pretty much. So, but this is the hard part. This is the mental struggle, and we're almost done. I was just looking at my tacks, and it's 0.5 nautical miles, not 1 nautical mile on that little graph. So half that, 5 and like 2.5. But I'm also, what I'm doing with my tacks to pick my tack angle is I'm doing it based off of speed. So I know when I come across, like heading across the bay, I'm maintaining 5 knots, and then when I'm coming back to the channel, I'm maintaining 4 knots. And I think that's giving me the widest tack angle without giving up too much speed, because once you close that a little bit more, well, if you close it, you go way faster, but if you open it up more, you go way slower. So those speeds just seem to give me the most bang for the buck. So that's what I've been doing. My dad told me a story and I wanted to share, and this took place a long time ago with my grandparents, his parents. And they had come out to this general area, and they were major fishermen. They loved to fish all the time. And they rented a boat and came out here. And this is pre-electronics, pre-GPS and everything. And they got lost, but I just want to show you what they had to work with on Horizon Point. You get a island over there. I see like a tower over there. Nothing. That's it. Could you imagine back then getting the realization that you were lost? I mean, how do you find your way home? I mean, I guess you just pick a direction and be like, well, the closest thing is South by Southwest where the boat ramp was. So you just go there and hope you find some sort of civilization, but different times. Like I grew on this challenge, I had that little quit monster crawl out to say hi, and I had to beat him back into his dark little hole. There was several times that I saw his little face, but it wasn't gonna happen. There was nothing wrong with the boat, there's nothing wrong with me. I mean, my wrist hurts, I got blisters on my feet, like there's definitely physical injuries, but nothing that isn't sustainable, you know? So there is no quit. Yeah. Well, the mast just popped off, so we gotta figure out what happened there, see if we can fix it. Okay, so the top of the thing came untied out there. So I should be able to fix all this. It's bad, but it's not horrible. Okay, so I wanted to get everything secured best I could. So got the mast tied down. I was able to get the sails off, punched up the main and the spinnaker, or the jib rather. So now I just need to reattach it, which I actually think I can do. I've never done it, but I think I can get it to work with some extra rope and some leverage. So we'll see what I can do. When I'm ready, I'll turn the camera on and see what happens. Good news is the water isn't deep. Can't believe I haven't fallen in yet. So we got this tied up. It's a bowline on a bite, so it's 3 loops together tied on a bowline so it won't slip. It shouldn't break in the short time. We only got like 20 miles left. So maybe I'll tie one more on, just a little backup. Had to readjust the cables. They got sprung real tight. That's good. The boom is off and separated. The jib is all rolled up, and then the ropes are coiled completely. So what I need to do is put the mast back on the step and then stand it up and hold it in place. So I ran this yellow cord from the rolling furl through an eyelet there so I can hold it so it doesn't slide up and down the mast, and then that will ride back and I'll cleat it off back there. So, and then once it's cleated, then I can attach the jib on the bottom. So I think we're good. Set the camera up, see if it'll, I don't want to lose it though. Yeah, I don't want to lose the camera, so I'm gonna set it back down in the cockpit because there's gonna be stuff all over the deck flopping around. So if it works, I'll show you. If not, you'll see me wet because I fill it. All right, you with me? All right, so we got it. Got the main up. The jib's not working because the topping lift is tangled. So it's just, the topping lift for the boom is tangled around the rolling furl part on the top. So that is now no longer there. So, but all we're gonna do right now is see if it's sailable. And if it is, then we're do the last 20, 30 miles, however long this is, and get us to a safe spot where we can work on it. Never a dull moment. This is a great day for sailing. I'm trying to put the camera inside the cubby. We're going 6 knots, and we have the whole bay to ourselves just to make that perfect tack angle. And we might not be making the best time, but we're definitely going the fastest we can go and having a good time out here. Well, I can't believe that we're moving. Like, we're actually moving, and we got one more tack to get into the channel, and our tack angle is still good. It's going to work. We're gonna get in the channel and be able to rip it all the way until we got a turn, and then we should be able to hold that tack angle. I don't know if we'll be able to make it through the ICW when we get up in there, but if I can get to land, if I can walk around this boat, I can fix this, and we could still finish tomorrow. I don't think we'll get it done today, but we could finish tomorrow. So this is the channel. Sorry for the wind noise, but see if I can block it a little bit. This is the channel. No markers, just Florida Bay. There's some land over there. I'm tempted to go over there and try and fix it, but I'm also running 5 knots, and I figure if I'm running 5 knots and there's no obstructions, I can keep pressing. And then see what happens. Well, nothing's made easy. We're in some pretty serious chop. Just trying to hold on, survive. We got 27 miles. Just trying to keep it on course with a lot of paddling. Look behind us. We're about to get our
true final sunset, no matter what, because there's only 13 miles left. I can paddle the rest. We will not see tomorrow's sunset on the Everglades Challenge, but it's behind us, so I can't really see it too well, but I hope it looks beautiful for you guys. And today has just really tested me on all aspects of how I handle stress in different situations, and just physically, mentally, I'm exhausted, and just watching these miles run down. I know the winds always calm down at the end of the day, like right when that sun sets, the air goes flat. So we'll see how close we get. I really don't want to paddle, but if we have to, we'll put the work in. I'm already tired. Everything I grab, like my hand holding the camera, is already cramping. So I've been pounding the waters since I've been sitting here. But, whew, what a trip. Oh, look at that. It is beautiful. See how long this wind holds out. That sunset is nice. I know you can't see me, but I just want to let everybody know that these last 20 miles are so hard. I had no idea it was going to be a skills test at the end. It's intercoastal waterway with all these passes and canals and crazy currents, and trying to navigate this, and I've never been here before. I don't know where anything is, or I'm just staring at the navionics screen and glancing up at the real world, trying to make everything match. Oh my gosh, folks, it's up ahead, the finish line for the Florida Everglades Challenge. 300 miles through swamps and oceans and canals and everything you can think of. I cannot believe it. Woo-hoo! That's crazy. What a journey. My life has been changed. That was awesome. Now I just got to get in here without running into any of the boats that are moored. I don't know if you're all going to show up in this camera or not, but I want to film everybody real quick. There's a ton of people here. It's crazy. That's awesome.